And Becky, will you do roll call, please?
I sure will. Tom Wilson, Dean Creel,
Here.
Jack Scroxton,
Here.
Mike Pearson,
Here.
Ryan Rod,
Here.
Chris Norbert.
All right, and no non-board members, so we're all good there. If there are no changes or corrections to the minutes from May 13th, Facilities Maintenance Committee meeting, then will stand as presented. Okay, no changes. How about a report, Eric, when you're ready?
So all facilities, we've been groundskeeping roughly 100% 2 days a week. Not roughly, but all the guys are pretty much hands on deck. Mondays and Thursdays, depending on weather. So I'm just asking you all to kind of keep an eye on the grounds and see what you see. And if you think it needs more, that's kind of what I'm after. I would like to maybe next year go for a seasonal help. Maybe one or two guys, at least just in the summer times to relieve us. So that's kind of what I have for groundskeeping. Anyways, it's going okay. We're definitely cutting time with the new mower we have, but I think we can still put a lot more into it, just depending on what kind of levels you want to see the grounds. Lot maintenance, we just went through all of the parking lots, had new courts, main lot sealed and striped, the Hennepin lot and animal control, along with the judge's parking area. So we should be relatively good. I'd say for the next several years anyways, as long as we keep maintaining them. I know we had, I think it was like 140,000 or something in there to potentially redo some lots this year, but we decided to just keep them the way they are and seal coat, throw some good rubber in, and just get them by, which they're in semi-okay shape, but in the next 10 years, I'm assuming they're going to need to be replaced, at least a few of them. We have a bunch of routine PMs going on. It's really day-to-day things, obviously filter changes and rooftop units. We've been washing the condensers down once a week. Nothing really out of the ordinary popped up, but we have been kind of lacking a little bit on the PMs just with other things that are in front of us. So far, I'm just pushing in it over a year now. And with the maintenance request, the work request system, we've gone through 214 unplanned work requests. And this could be anything from, I'm hearing a noise in my ceiling, or, my room's too hot or too cold, or, I need a door replaced, or, something along those lines. So it could be a goof thing. It could be a couple day project. It could be a week project. It could be more than that. So just kind of, I don't have everything kind of honed down as far as the 214, but it's just kind of all over the place. Yeah, 62% planned versus 38% unplanned. The 62% planned is already inputted in our system. As far as the PMs, preventative maintenance items. The LEC and the new courthouse basically takes over 70% of our time with those requests and preventative maintenance. This building is roughly 20%. So, zooming out, there's over the 6, 7 buildings we take care of. LEC and New Courts takes over the majority of our time for sure. Been working on inputting the next couple years budgets. Is this something that you guys want to be involved with? I know last year I was just kind of slammed into everything during budget season. So when I'm creating what we think that we need for outside capital projects or whatever, do you want me to bring this to this table on the committees? Okay. Okay. Bigger stuff going on, LEC, the pipe chase. We have control board repairs. So we have electrical boards, they're pneumatic. They cost roughly $1,200 each. We've had several of them fail. Our boy Zach actually found a repair place in California that they can actually repair these things for $200. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that. We already sent 2 out. So it's a nice cost savings deal there. We have gotten a ton of jail side work requests in. I guess there was a slew. I don't know if it was one guy or several guys that were just damaging a ton of things in the jail. We haven't got to that point where we're able to get out there, but it's just a lot of little things. They've been pulling screws out of door hinges or plungers, or it seems like anything they can get their hands on and take out, they've been doing it. Most likely we'll send Zach out there for basically a week and kind of tidy things up. But it's just a everyday process in our world where something's always breaking. New Courts, we have the 4th floor project. The flooring project is 100% complete. I do believe they just threw on the last remaining part of the base this morning. So it's a huge project, a huge release for us. It took, I think, 2 months roughly. We still need to insulate the jury room ceiling and paint all the door frames. And I think 4th floor after that is done. The RTU2 fan motor, actually 5 of 6 fan motors went bad twice in the past month. So we are getting them replaced again tomorrow, I believe. So again, it seems like a revolving door with all these parts that are coming in either bad out of the gate or the wrong part number. I really don't know what to tell you on that, but we're still trying to dial down that system. LED lamp replacement is about 97% complete. The only thing that we have left to do is 2nd floor receiving area, which is our area. And we're just going to do that in-house as the time allows. FTR room, which is on the 4th floor, that has all the racks and servers and things like that. We're throwing in Hartwig's actually throwing in the mini split scheduled for this Thursday and Friday. It should be, I guess, a decent temperature instead of like 80 degrees in there. I know the girls are sweating, and the equipment doesn't like it, so that'll be a good thing. And lastly, at New Courts, I did have a energy consult with ComEd, and they're just kind of going around different buildings, and the new courts was one of them that they were trying to see if we can do anything saving energy savings. And we're talking about just the building automation system or control side for the HVAC, if we can put a schedule on it, which we did not have a schedule on. So we can, just like at your home, if you have a smart thermostat, you can throw it on, you know, certain temperatures go up or down, nights and weekends type thing. So we're going to try to do that. The only problem is 18 of the 90 something VAVs that we have in that building are capable of doing that. The other 70 do not have that capability right now. We can have that done, but it's just right. It's money thing, programming thing. So we're looking into that. An annual cost savings is roughly $10,000. So it's not like a huge number, but something over a long period of time, I'm sure it would be beneficial for us. Old courts, we got the pressure reducing valve installed, I think it was last week. So pressures around here should be pretty good now for toilet flushing and things like that. So yesterday we did have some noise, which we found out was bearings in the boiler pump motor that was just replaced this morning. So hopefully the ghost noises are done. Generator issues, we still do not have resolved. I know they had some engineers come from Caterpillar, and they're having meetings of the minds to figure out what's going on. I haven't heard anything back from him, but I know he's been here multiple times in the past 2 weeks. I did skip over the panic alarm system. So we do have new panic alarm system here, and that's broadcasted over radio. So the old panic alarm system can now be deleted. And if anybody knows anything else that I don't, please speak up, get a hold of me. I know I've gone through the departments and they all seem to think that we can delete it. So that'll be a cost savings, minimal, but something that is redundant. And lastly, the retaining wall project, Wilton Hoffman is surveying and getting our drawing prepped. We don't really have any good numbers to share with you, but next month's meeting, we should have a lot more information for you. So that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Good report. Does anybody have any questions for him? Are the air handling units over at the new courthouse? I mean, are they, when they bring the parts in, do they work for a while, or it's just kind of a coin toss?
Some of them have, and some of them were just bad out of the box. So there was a specific part number that the manufacturer advised not to use. Hartwig was not aware of that, so that's some of the problem. But the other portions of the problem is they're just going bad. I could not tell you anymore. I wish I could.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your report.
You're welcome.
No work orders, no budgets, no requests. How about the building official report, Joe? Would you like to share your report or give us?
His very first report.
Very
Top of
first,
that.
yeah.
His very first report.
And I should have actually probably gone first because I'm gonna have a hard time following that for what I've gotten done here in the last.
We're used to being done in 2 minutes ago, so.
So, I'm not sure, I haven't met all of you. My name's Joe Bay. I'm the new building official. We're going to try to implement the building codes into the department, which will include electrical inspections, residential and commercial building project inspections. And on top of the fact that I'll be, processing all of the permits going forward for the building end, not for the zoning side of it as much, but, so I don't know if you all got a copy of the report. I
Yeah,
just did a
it's
little
in
bit of
our-
one,
Yep.
just saying that, during the month of, May, we took in 54 permits with a total valuation of $1,599,159.15 and a total of permit fees of $4,444.58. So it was very good way for me to hit the ground running with that many building
Mhm.
permits to process. And so, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm still looking into different software companies for some permitting software. So to streamline this process a lot, we won't have to do so many things through the Excel worksheet process. These new cloud-based softwares will track everything, even included mapping, if that's the way we decide to go. It's going to depend on how our funding comes through, if we end up getting some of that grant money from the state of Illinois, which the federal government kind of bailed on us. So that's about all. And anytime I've come into contact with contractors on new construction, letting them know that we want to be notified for inspections. I'm creating a list right now, give to all the contractors with the expectations of what we want to see and the timelines for when we want to see it. Meaning like, footings, foundations, framing, rough and electrical insulation, and so on and so forth, all the way up to a final occupancy inspection. Making sure that the doors all locked, the windows all work, we have smokes and carbons, GFCIs are in place and are functioning properly. So we're gonna keep moving forward.
Are you
as
thinking
efficiently as we can.
BOCA codes for building codes? or-
No.
No?
No, the BOCA doesn't exist anymore. It's
Oh,
been
really?
replaced by the International Code Council,
Oh, okay.
ICC. So we'll be doing the ICC, and it'll be up to the committee to decide which versions we want to use and what we want to exempt from the code. There's going to be a lot of things in the code that won't be applicable to us, so we'll have to exempt that out. It's going to be a bit of a process to get it all established. We'll be spending a lot of time hashing things out, working on different things.
Okay, sounds good. If there's anything we can do to help, just let us know.
Absolutely, I will.
Anybody else have any questions for Joe?
Nope, I'm just kind of excited to have something like this going on, moving forward. When it comes to building and inspections and the follow up on that, something that we haven't had, in a while or at all. And just looking forward to having him on board, so.
Thank you.
All right. There's no unfinished business, no items under new business, and no request for an executive session that I'm aware of. So I'd entertain a motion by Mr. Scrogstead, and I need a second. Mike, and all those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?